Sheryl, are you practicing your riverboat moves?
Yeah, just waiting for these guys.
Just waiting for these slow guys.
Exactly. That's the nice advantage of having a boat you can put in your car and not a lot of stuff you can carry it on your shoulder.
Absolutely.
You might want to keep your eyes out for like 11:45.
Oh, the Vanderburg launch.
Yeah, I didn't check to see if it was still on this morning. But,
Robert said it is.
Huh?
Robert said it is.
Oh, okay, so Robert checked. Okay,
I think
good.
he said 10:42 or
Yeah,
something like that.
10:42, exactly. And what's interesting is, you know, that it's SpaceX that's launching it, and so they're going to try to have that rocket land on a barge.
Oh.
And twice they tried to do that at Cape Canaveral, and they're like, they go, think of it as trying to balance a broomstick on your palm.
Right, yeah.
Because they can get it to touch down, but then it topples over.
Uh-huh.
And
I thought I read that they actually got it to land once.
On land.
Oh, on land.
On land. And they didn't get their EPA approvals to have it land on land. They didn't get those taken care of before the launch.
Oh.
So they have to do it in the ocean. And I read in the paper, and I wasn't able to find out exactly where, but they said that the rocket body is going to come down off of San Pedro.
Oh.
But they also said it's not going to be visible from the naked eye, so, you know, it's probably like the backside of Catalina or something, you know what I mean? What does off of San Pedro mean?
Yeah.
And stuff, which means the sucker's going to fly, you know, over somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be able to lead. It's not really that clear.
I saw you practicing your strokes.
Yeah. We do a lot of drills at school.
Uh-huh.
We have a couple of ponds at Otter Bar. And so they teach you different drills to reinforce the strokes and edging.
Mm-hmm. What ones are you doing this morning?
Huh?
What ones are you doing this morning?
So, they've got a couple where they have you drift to like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So then you do a sweep, you know, just doing a sweep stroke.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. And then another one is where you just do a forward stroke on an edge, and you literally go in circles.
Oh.
Like you're doing a forward stroke with an edge.
I see, yeah.
And it's really, really vertical when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, I have to look, you know, I'm so bad these days that, you know, I go to school, we do it for a while, and I completely forget all the drills.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff.
We're all like that.
Yeah, and then another one where we're starting to learn connecting the strokes. So when you do a sweep stroke to get you into the river, and then doing a forward draw.
Mm-hmm.
Pull your bow around, which is a really common. Bow draws are really really common on the river to pull your bow around. But what I found is difficult on the river is, you know, you do all these drills and you get, you know, all these beautiful strokes, and then you have to apply them to a dynamic situation.
Yes.
And that's like always like, oh, should I be doing a rudder stroke? Should I be doing, you know, a forward stroke? Should I be doing a sweep stroke? I mean, that's the part that has really gotten to be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting better on, but it's, you know, because if you do certain strokes at the wrong time, it just sets you up
Right.
to flip sometimes.
And then you just have to do it often enough that it becomes habit.
Right, exactly. And that's just experience on the river.
Yeah. Hours and hours.
Yeah, it's experience on the river. So, yeah, because I had one instructor goes, don't ever do, you know, a rudder stroke, which I'm so used to, like, you know, from you know, surf skiing and stuff, or, you know, riding surf. And then I had other people said, no, you know, and then I didn't do it, and there were times when it was really, really appropriate. Like, rudder strokes are really nice when you're going down a river, and you just need a very small correction.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want any additional speed, you just want a little bit of a correction.
Right.
The instructor didn't want me to do it because we were using it as a braking stroke.
Yeah.
And it was not appropriate to have a break. You
Yeah.
don't want to use it too much because it does, a lot of time it just
Yeah. And
stops your whole motion and you don't really want it.
yeah, they want you to break the habit of using it
Right.
regularly.
Well, or just applying it appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, and then another one that we do is you'll do a sweep stroke here, and then you just do like a skull to a bow draw.
Oh, uh-huh.
So that's used a lot when you're exiting an eddy.
Mm-hmm.
You do a sweep stroke to keep, because when the river's coming this way, you've got a lot of pressure to turn you down the river, and you don't want to. So what the sweep to a draw stroke is really common, because what that does is it keeps your bow up and it allows you to control how fast you turn downstream.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to go out a little bit and then go into the eddy across the other way. But then if you get it and you get the right place that you want to get far enough, let's say that the draw stroke will help you to kind of go further out into the current.
Uh-huh.
Once you get out in the current, you're like, okay, I'm ready to turn downstream. Then you can do a bow draw, and then that will pull your bow. It will actually turn you so that you end up going downstream.
Mm-hmm.
So it controls, because if I just went out into the current, okay, the current's going that way, and I just went out like this and got my nose in the current, it's just going to turn me really fast.
Yeah.
Downriver, but I may not want to. I might want to get further out in the current, and so that's where doing the sweep puts pressure on here. The water's coming here, and you just keep going at the angle, that you want. But are you on the LA River? Do you ever see that LA Kayakers group?
Yes.
Because we met. We actually paddled one week at Otter Bar with one of the guys.
Oh.
Giving like beginner Kern River stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I did see their schedule they recently put out for this year.
Right, okay. Yeah, we know Andrew, and so we're gonna try to get up to the Kern. Unfortunately, all those days aren't good for us.
Oh, uh-huh.
But we're gonna try to get up to the Kern if there's water this year.
There should.
You had a good time when you went up, right?
Absolutely.
With Jack, right?
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because it was just he and I, so I had one-on-one instruction for the whole day.
And the amazing thing is, you really don't need very much current to practice stuff.
Yeah.
Because I did a 3-day class last year on the current, and it was flowing like 250.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like hardly any current at all, but what that teaches you is you can't just overpower the current. It actually says, okay, I've got to apply enough paddle strength and strokes just to get me out in the current, and then I can still play with it, but it's just a lot less intensity.
Yeah. And one thing I found out about the river is it'll smack you quick if you do something wrong. Boy, it's unforgiving. It's gonna let you know right now. Jack would reach over with his paddle and he'd smack me on the helmet, and he's pretty hard, and he'd say, "That's nothing compared to what the river will do to you."
I know. Yeah. No. It's definitely. I mean, and the thing is, like when you're going over, sometimes it's just like, and most of the times it's just better to go, and it's like that's where being able to roll on either side somewhat helps, because if you start going over this way, you can already, while you're in the air, already get in the setup position, so the momentum of rolling over kind of helps you roll back up.
Yeah.
Really fast. But I find it's really fun, because the way they make it more, we do just a lot of technical stuff, and there's a lot of theory on the river.
This
so
is at Otter Bar you're talking about?
Yeah, it's not just physical, it's also pretty mentally stimulating, in terms of just trying to learn the technique. And
what's the name of the company?
It's Otter Bar Lodge.
Oh,
it's Otter
okay.
Bar. Yeah, so if you go on line, I think if you just Google Otter Bar Lodge, it'll get, I think it's otterbar.com, but I'm not sure. But You just Google that and you can see